Okay, welcome to my third HDR video. This time I am going to give you a tutorial on how to create true HDR, because if you are working to make HDR file with only one source image, I would call it HDR like, or some people call it HDR fake HDR. Now we are going to create true HDR. Okay, in iPhone to create an HDR image, you need two source image with two different exposure. There are two ways on creating images with two different HDR, two different exposure using iPhone cameras. First, you are using the original iPhone camera. Yeah. Usually you create two exposure by tapping on the brightest part and you get the low exposure, and you tap on the darker part to get a higher exposure. See? So you focus on the brightest part of the camera, make the shot, and then you focus again on the darker part and you make a shot. Then you will have two type of image with two different exposure that you can merge them on iCamera HDR applications. You can see this is the low exposure and this is the high exposure. Okay. Another way to create a true HDR file, which make it easier for us, there is an application called Camera Plus, and you can activate the camera. With Camera Plus, you can focus to a specific object or a specific area in your camera while maintaining another exposure for using the other marker there. So you can put the marker up to the brightest part of the camera to have the low exposure part, and put it down to have the higher exposure, while you keep maintaining the focus to a certain area. With an ordinary camera, when you move it to other part, it will focus, the focus also move. With Camera Plus, the focus will still on the area that we are wanted to have focus on. So we focus up, take a shot, focus down, take a shot, and then you can see the collection here. Just save it directly. And then take another picture, the other picture, save it. Okay, we are done. Now, let's take a look. This is using the original camera application on iPhone, and this one is taken using Camera Plus. They are actually look similar, but on the Camera Plus, the focus is maintained well. Okay, now what we are going to do next is to merge them using iCamera HDR. Load photos, camera rolls. Okay, I would pick this one from Camera Plus, pick HDR, and choose the other image. I usually use tone enhancer. Put on a higher strength. To make it more dramatic, I would decrease a little the brightness and also the temperature. Wow, you can see, beautiful. Okay, then I can maybe a little decrease the saturation. Okay, we are done. Save it. We are finished. This is the image that we are produced on our last session on creating through HDR. As you can see, the image is quite nice, and we are going to process this image further so we can going to submit it to Instagram. Okay, the first thing I would do is to open the image in Photoshop Express. This is the Photoshop Express. Let's try to load the last image that we have created, the True HDR. Okay, so we can see we need to crop this image to 1:1 size, so it will be square. We edit, then choose crop option. To make it square, tap the lock button, and we locked it on 1:1 square size. Okay, we choose this. Okay, and save. Now we've processed further the image with filter storm. Load camera roll, and then we load our image. Okay, now we're going to paint highlights on this image. First, to paint highlights, we need to darken the image using the vignette feature. We move it to 0%, so it's totally dark, and then we choose the brightness and increase it around 80% or 70%. Okay, we have a dark image, and then we now move to the curves feature, increase it to make it lighter, and we paint the curve. Choose brush if we want to start painting. We can adjust the size of the brush and the opacity of the paint. We can do it like this. We also could use gradient. And there we have it. Nice painted, highlighted image. you could actually do lots of things with filter storm. For example, we could add sharpening of the image. We can paint the sharpening on some part of the image. Also, with the same fashion as you painted the detail or highlighting. You will get a sharper, crisped image on part that you want to make it sharper. We are done with filter storm. Now we have it. We could add more feature to the image, for example by adding sun effect to the image. Let's do it this way. Save it. That's it. Let's see our result. As you can see, this is the original two files. One with higher exposure, lower exposure, and then we merged them into HDR, and then we cropped, and when we add highlighting and painting on filter storm, and when we add the sun from landslide. Since it's already been square, we can post it immediately to Instagram, and there we have it. Thank you for watching.